Good morning, everybody. For those that don't know me, um, my name is Danise, and um, I am coming on here to talk about the situation with Elliot, and hopefully some can get a better understanding, or ones that didn't know anything about it will know the extent of um, the tumor and the situation and how it's changed us in a great deal. So, first of all, don't mind my colicky hair. I can never do anything with it. It's bad. Um, and me in my pajamas. I don't care. um, so let's start out with Elliot. He started out with a small tremor in his hand. And everybody had their opinions on what it was from the beginning, and but nobody really could pinpoint what was going on. And opinions are just opinions, and sometimes you have to take them with a grain of salt. And some is that, not everybody knows everything. And talking about other people in the same situation, everybody's situation is different. So you really can't go by other people's experiences. You have to go by your own. And there's no right or wrong decision making in this situation either. So you just got to keep it moving. Feels like I'm gonna sneeze. I'm sorry. Anyways, so let's start out from the beginning. When we noticed the tremor, and it started in his left hand. It started with just the fingers in the hand, with the tremors, and eventually got worse. Went into the arm, and the left side, whole left side of his body, and he was having a hard time walking, or it was very noticeable. Very noticeable. My daughter took Elliot to Firelands Hospital because it got worse. And I don't understand why they couldn't check him, put him in a CT or something like that, just to find out what was going on. They didn't do anything. They didn't even check blood work. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. They made a call. They made a call to Rainbow Babies, and they were going to transport him that night, which they should have. They should have. But it was an issue with the Rainbow Baby doctor, and they could just come in on Monday. It's just a weekend. Nobody really can do anything. But, I mean, he could have been admitted to find out what was going on. But it wasn't an urgency. So we did, actually not we, but Iantha got got an appointment, I think, on that Monday, if I'm not mistaken, went the same day. And they went in, and we were supposed to go, but that didn't happen because I ended up in the ER, admitted. Unfortunately, I had a mild stroke at the time, so they went, and needless to say that they were upset when they came out. I don't think that the doctor was listening, and had his own opinions, of course. From what I understand, they were smart remarks. And I'm stuck. Sorry. And we just took it on from there. They did order an MRI, and that was like close to the end of the month, in September, October. It might have been October or November, something like that. And that was just way too long. It was way too long for all that. But it ended up being that after he was seen there, nothing was really done. And we had to wait for MRIs to be done. We even called Rainbow Babies and complained. And we said that he's getting worse. He's even having headaches, throwing up. He couldn't hardly walk. They would not treat it as an urgency, like at all. I mean, at all. Nothing. So it ended up being that we had to take him to Columbus. He was in his uncle's wedding, and he was able to spend time with his family on his dad's side, see his father. So we took him to Columbus. We stayed one night, and the next day we dropped him off to his dad, grandma, and family. So they got him ready for the wedding. He went to the wedding, was in the wedding, did good, and towards the end of the night, we just waited for him outside, and so he could do whatever he wanted to do. But we did have to leave that night because he had school the next day. And mind you, on the way there, he got sick in our car. So he wasn't feeling very good. He had, we noticed that he had lost a lot of weight. And he wasn't feeling good. You could tell he was very lethargic. Very, very fatigued. He wasn't eating that much. He wasn't drinking that much. And it was hard forcing it on because he could be very stubborn. But we went home, and he had fallen asleep, and he was sleeping the whole time. Got home because Annie said he could stay because it was so late. When we got back, he went straight to bed, and he slept in his clothes and everything from the wedding, and he would not get up, and he was not feeling good. That morning, Kenny got him up, and we were sitting there, and he goes, Danise, he's not feeling good. He's got a really bad headache again. And you're like, okay. So we kept him home, called Annie, told her what was going on. I said, he has a bad headache. He's not feeling good. And he went back to sleep, and got up, and I'm checking on him. He didn't want to get up for nothing. So he ended up in the bedroom laying down, and Kenny had gotten home. We were all checking on him. He got up with a really bad headache, and he was throwing up. And so I was like, Kenny, we need to take him to the hospital. There's something. It's just nothing small, nothing minor. Something seriously was wrong. I took him to the hospital. We went to Firelands, unfortunately, but we went there, and it was such a long wait. We were just like, we're done. We're not waiting. We told them we're not waiting. This is a serious matter for us, and nobody's taking it as an urgency or being aggressive about getting things done for him. And I told him, I said, we're going to Cleveland. We're going to Cleveland Clinic. We're not doing this. I called Annie. I said, we need to get him to Cleveland Clinic ASAP. We need to take him to Avon. No. We did. We picked everything up. We got him back in the car. And Annie was in the back seat with him, and we just took off. Went to Avon. They didn't waste any time. None. They didn't waste any time. They took him back right away. Noticed all of the medical issues that he was having, and said, yeah, there's something definitely wrong. We need to get him into that CT stat. They didn't waste any time. They got him on a gurney, get him back there, or it was in a chair, I'm sorry. Got him in back there. And they took the CT. That was the worst news that we ever got. Didn't take it very lightly. I felt like a grandmother just lost her grandchild. The mother, felt like she just had lost her child. And making calls to my parents and to Corey. And we tried to get everybody involved and let everybody know what was going on. And that was probably the worst news. And there was no urgency until we went to Avon. They found a 7-centimeter tumor in his brain. And we found out the day, it was on a Monday. I'm sorry, it wasn't on a Monday. I don't even remember what day it was, literally. But yeah, it was on a Monday. It was on the 13th of September is when we found out. And they transported him to Cleveland Clinic. And that's where everything started. So I'm going to cut this off and do several videos. So if you want to continue listening, you can. If not, then I don't know what else to tell you. But hopefully this will help somebody recognize some symptoms and take charge to go get them checked ASAP and not to mess around when it comes to this, especially your kids. Um, so, uh, thank you, and we're going to continue on to the next video. Have a good day. Thank you.